Welcome back to the final part of my Indiana Jones 100% walkthrough. Yes, for the Great Circle. So yes, we're going to get the platinum in this one. Every single trophy will finally be ours. Not take it too long, about 8 hours. But once we resume control, we're going to drop down this hole in front and continue with the main story. Come down this ramp, drop down, grab one of these flammable sticks from behind you, light the end with your lighter and throw it into that hole. Ready for Gina to pick up later. Yeah, she's going to pick it up in a minute and she's going to burn that nest around that branch. So you can use our whip. Just wait for her to climb over to the wall. If she takes her time, just go over and try to punch her or something. Try to get her attention. That's it. Once she comes over, you'll get a prompt, help Gina up. Give her a boost. Yeah, she'll grab the flame stick, burn the nest. We can whip back up and enter the next puzzle room. In this next puzzle room, there's about 4 or 5 hints, but my tracker does not register any of them. Yes, my tracker does not register any of these. So yes, climb up. Yeah, this will be the game room. You have to basically make all the NPCs and yourself stand on the pressure plates in a very specific formation.
Look at this, Jones.
So let's come down here in front of Gina, take a photo of the game room. Yeah, get a cutscene first. So, photo of the game room. Then after that, you're going to get 4 hint photos. Yeah, so 4 hint photos after that. That's 2, 3, 4. That's it. Once you've got a 4, take another picture and you'll get a file. So take another picture and you'll get that file, the great game piece placements. And if you open that, you can see where everybody needs to stand. Now, as you can see, I'm still on 503. Yep, none of them counted. Well, they didn't register at least. Right, so now we're going to talk to Pelin over here. We're going to make a stand on that pressure plate over there. And we're going to stand on the final one on the top right corner. So if you open the file, it will tell you where everybody needs to stand. So that's the final one. We know we've done it right. Some pillars will go into the floor. Yes, a great game piece placements. You see? Them filled in icons are where the pillars are, and the ones with gaps are where you need to stand. So once you open the door, come down here, drop in the water, spin around, and grab this relic. That's number 47 out of 50. 3 more to go. Well, I guess 2 more because we're not going to be collecting that last one. So swim along here, and now get a photo of this statue. So my counter will now start working again. I know, it's very, very inconsistent. So it's on 503, and when I get a photo of the messenger statue, it's going to pop up 2, funnily enough. Yep, it should go at 1, but for some reason taking a photo of that statue makes it pop up twice. So it went from 503 to 505. Then take a picture of the back, the inscription on the back for another photo, guys. And that will be the messenger stone symbol. Next up, come down here, bottom of the steps, turn right before the next doorway. Swing across, because this is going to take you over to a relic. Don't jump off straight away, because chances are you're going to miss. Every time I jump off straight away, I miss. So I have to kind of swing back and forth one time. That's it. Grab that relic. Relic number 48 out of 50. Right, swing back across the staircase. Yeah, you always seem to hit the bottom part of that ivy when you swing across. You have to climb up your whip a little bit. Yeah, just a touch. And then swinging forth a few times. Now here, there's another relic. You're supposed to follow the stone platforms because there's kind of like little piranhas in here. But if you're quick enough, you can get out, get in and out. Yep, before they get a chance to do any serious damage.
I'll take care of this one.
Yes, and grab that relic. That's relic number 49. That's the final relic we are going to be collecting. So once got the relic, you can come over here. Again, you're supposed to follow the stone platforms, but I'm taking a little shortcut. But you got to be quick. Now in this room, you need to drop down to the bottom. You can try to do it my way, just be very careful. If you fall down too high, you will die. Yeah, like this one here, I was very close, but because my health was so high, it did not damage me. Sometimes you can find like a little ledge sticking out on the side wall. But yeah, if you want to play it safe, just go down normally, guys, by following the outer wall around the room. And then once you get down to the inner sanctuary, yes, grab the pill from the bottom. That's it for a cutscene. Yes, what could go wrong when we take the artifact from the little stand it's on? Right, so now we're going to make our way back up. We're going to escape. escape the temple. As you head up, some of these pillars will fall down and you can use them to climb up further. So use the whip on that one to climb up. Yeah, remember 5 minutes of this video is one single puzzle. Yep. Takes so long, that one does. So here we're going to shimmy across. Be quick, you do not want that wall to fall down while you're holding on to it. Yep, time is of the essence here, very, very important. Yeah, so sometimes, I mean, some of you might not like to play very quick, not like I'm doing. But here, yes, get a move on. So here, sometimes when I climb up here, I get a bit bugged. Like, Indy, he just will not grab the top no matter what I do. If that happens to you, press circle to quickly let go and then spam X to grab back onto it. That seems to work. I mean, I was lucky there, grabbed it first time. But yeah, sometimes Indy, he gets stuck near the top, he won't move anymore. But like I say, circle, then X to quickly let go, grab back on that, normally fix it. So yes, continue along here, retracing your steps. Yes, retracing your steps. Yes, there's actually one more collectible to get on this chapter. Yeah, but it's nearer to the end. It's just a file we find in the camp. So yes, jump over to Gina. You're supposed to jump over to that ledge first and then swing over to this. But if you're quick, remember, press R1 to use your whip when the R1 prompt appears. If you press it before, it will not work. So eventually, you're going to fall into the water. Put on your little breathing device. That's it, and then just swim forward and back out the entrance. There'll be a little cutscene when you get out and an enemy encounter, which is going to spin around and crouch through the gap for another cutscene. That's it, be quick before you run out of air. And here we go, so back out the way we came in. Yeah, so little cutscene. Yeah, so just crouch through this little gap, guys, and that's all you need to do. So now you're on a boat ride. On E, so you can pretty much just not do anything. So you need a toilet break, now might be a good opportunity. But in about a minute or two, you're going to have to grab onto something and press square. So you need to make sure you are here in about a minute's time in order to press square. So that file, we're going to be grabbing that in a second. So yes, in a minute you're going to capsize, and if you want, you can actually get rid of that fruit basket, lob the bananas at enemies. No, but underneath it there's some weapons. Yeah, some weapons hidden underneath the fruit basket. We did have security check at the checkpoint, but they did not see through this place where we're hiding all the weapons. They did not think to look below the fruit basket. So we managed to get them through. So yes, there's a massive stash of weapons underneath there. But yeah, Gina will grab hold of you once you do capsize. And there'll be a few enemies, there'll be a file, and push on a little bit more, and then we'll be finished this chapter. Then we'll be in Iraq, just to finish the final puzzle, guys, and finish the game. Yeah, so I'm not touching anything, I'm basically just sitting here, enjoying the ride. Yeah, it's kind of like a bit like a roller coaster on a boat. Yeah, so it'll go on land for a minute, do a nice little jump. Right, so this is it. Yeah, this is when you dive in the water to avoid the machine gun fire. Yeah, so get ready to grab Gina's hand. Right, just keep spamming square and you'll grab it. Sorry, not her hand, the branch. Yeah, forget about Gina. Yeah, grab the branch. I'm too used to grabbing a hand, so I can think of. Yeah, so there's some enemies here. I'm just going to take them all out. Because if not, you're just going to have to wait anyway. Because there's a ladder up ahead. And if you try running past the enemies, they'll just keep knocking you down unless you get lucky. So yeah, I'm just going to take out these perps. There's only 4 enemies here anyway. You got 2 there, and you got 1 here, and then 1 up there, which just dropped down the ladder. That's it. Use your own weapons against them. Discard it afterwards. So down here it's a file, camp notes. That's the final collectible in this region, guys. Camp notes. So you should now have every single collectible in this region. and that should have affected the tracker as well. But at the end of the chapter, my tracker gets frozen again. Yes, again, so soon. So now I am on 507. Once I finish a chapter, it will go up to 508, just for completing that mission. And then it'll get frozen for like the first 5 entries in Iraq. Yeah, so just make your way through the cave. You'll rendezvous with Gina. Yep, it's dark, long dark cave, and they shimmy through the crack, and that's it. Mission completed. You'll get a trophy, of course. The blessed pill for completing the blessed pill. Yes, and there's no more shimmies. I think that's the final shimmy in the game, so enjoy it while you can. Yes, right. So we've gone up to 508, and I've just got another trophy. So like I say, my Archivist trophy is now going to freeze for about 4 collectibles. So yes, 4 collectibles. My tracker is going to be frozen. Yeah, so here we are. First, we're going to get a photo. As soon as we spawn in, get a photo of the excavation office. There you go. Yes, and then we're going to drop down. We're going to take a left path. We're going to jump across the top of some broken scaffolding platforms. Yes, just hop from one to the other. That's it, do a bit of hopping over there. Once you reach the far end, you're going to turn right and go into this first little kind of mini hangar on your right, this one here. Inside here will be the local map, the excavation camp map. Then from there, we're going to head straight across here to that opposite hangar. Just be careful if you trigger the enemies here, because we have to open the door later, and if the enemies are triggered, you can't open it. So you're going to try to stay in stealth if you can. If not, just take them all out. It's not a big problem. But if you do trigger any enemies and they shoot their weapon, they will alert everybody. So if you do alert anybody, you've got to be quick before they alert others. Yeah, so in this tent or hangar, you'll find that recipe, guys. So grab that recipe on the shelf. And now we're going to head to the far southwest corner, I think it is. Yeah, southwest. Yeah, so to that little canopy. Past where we came over the top of scaffolding. There's normally a guard here, you can take him out. It's just on the radio. Right, and over here will be another collectible, another note. That's the censored letter. Yeah, but I bet if you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see what it says. So yeah, censored letter. Now you're going to continue west to the southwest tent, which is like a wash tent. You're going to knock out all these enemies in their underwear. Yeah, they might put up more of a fight than this because they're worried about getting embarrassed if they get knocked out in their pants. But yeah, knock him out and then grab his comic book. That's the Horror Tales number 4. Yeah, seeing them enemies with no underpants would have been one Horror Tale number 5 probably. But yes, once you've got that comic book, we want to come to this. Well, just go past this building next and get some photos just past it. And a journal entry. Of course, I am trying to avoid the enemies. I do not want to get there. Yeah, I do not want to alert them if I can help it. Yeah, but I think I have already. He just shot his gun. Never mind, eh? Yeah, so nearer the centre of the map. Yes, you see kind of temple ruins in the distance. We need to get a photo of that. Yeah, but there's also a note up here. I'm just going to grab the note first. Yeah, so there's a note in the far northeast corner near these ruins. Yeah, far northeast corner on a table. There'll be a note. Yeah, there's normally a guard here writing on it. Yeah, so grab that when you can. That's the excavation plans. And my tracker, you see, it just started working, guys. That's why I left it on screen. It just started working then. It just went up to 509. And also get a photo of this. That's the ziggurat of Yore. Get a photo of that, guys. Once done so, that's all the kind of collectibles for the time being. Outside, anyway, we're now going to enter this kind of middle wooden building. This where Gina's being held captive. I'm going to jump into the kind of front room. Get a photo of that model. Just going to knock out that enemy first. Yes, get a photo of that model. There we go. Make sure you get that one. I'm now on 511. Why everybody in their underwear? Maybe she's been to see Gina in his underwear. Yeah, grab that storage room key. Like I say, make sure you got a photo of that model. And now I'm going to unlock the door to Gina. Like I say, if the enemies are triggered, you either can't open this door or you cannot untie Gina. It's one of them. But yes, when you can, untie Gina for a little cutscene. So after that cutscene, going to spawn outside. So now you want to try to reach this next part when the enemies are not aware of you. Because if they are, you're probably going to have to take them all out. Or just wait a good few minutes for it to become unaware of you. Yeah, it does take a few minutes for that to happen. So it's best to just stay in stealth. Yes, you need to make your way up here towards that OM, that objective marker.
Yeah, come on.
Yep, and then once you reach this, assuming the enemies are unaware, Gina will ask you to give her a boost. So we're going to give her a boost up, and then she's going to move the crane for you, and you can use your whip on the crane to climb up. We are very, very close to the end. The end of the game is probably about 10 minutes away. Yeah, it's probably about 10 minutes away.
That wasn't so bad.
The other kind of 10 minutes or so for this video is due to, like I say, that puzzle, reloading, and for me to show you another way to pop the collectibles if they glitch right at the very end. Yeah, and hopefully that will work if they do glitch for you. Now once up here, you're going to get a photo of the dig site, so make sure you get that photo. My tracker does not glitch anymore, by the way. It should keep going up now every single collectible we get. So once you've got a photo of the dig site, you're going to come up here, you're going to push down the lever to call the elevator. There'll be two enemies on this. As you can see, for some reason, yeah, he's got a very strong helmet. My bullet just bounced off it, and they seem to be bouncing off his clothing as well. Yes, you might want to knock these guys out or get a heavy weapon. It works better. But once you have taken them out, you're going to come in the elevator. You're going to take it down. I think we ride it down to level -1.
And all. About 2000 BC.
So once it stops, there'll be a journal note just in front of us on a crate. This should be note number 512 in terms of my collectibles. Sorry, 513. Yeah, sorry, 513 this should be. So there you go, 9V document. And you're supposed to shimmy behind the elevator, but if you jump across there, you can just reach it. Jump and keep pressing square, so you grab a zip line. That's it. Come down here, drop down again. Use your whip on the wooden panels on the opposite wall to pull down a bridge. Head across, jump across this elevator shaft. Yes, two elevators in this area. Then you're going to jump across, like I say, climb a ladder, and now you're going to pull a switch on this side which will activate the power to the elevator. That's it. Once you've done that, you're going to drop down and press a button or push this lever to call it. And then this will take us down to the final floor. But there will be a blockage on the way down. We're going to have to get out and unblock it. So again, take it down to floor -1. Sub-level 1. Right, so once it gets jammed, you can use your whip on that beam above once you get the prompt. And there it is. So yes, use your whip. Pull yourself up. Right, then he's going to make a way around to the bottom. Well, kind of like a few levels down, I guess. Down from the elevator, where you should be able to see the blockage beneath it.
Have you found the problem?
Yes, there it is. So pull out that blockage to get it working again. We're going to climb up and get on it with Gina in a second. Right, so again, continue down now to floor sub-level 1. Oh, yeah. Didn't mean to be looking at you there. But yeah, this is it pretty much, guys. We just got to run to this fire tent, do a little boss fight, and that's it. But first, let's do this puzzle. So you can do this puzzle afterwards. Yeah, and also grab that guide, the ziggurat guide. That should make all collectibles appear in this area, which you have not already got, or show on the map. So yes, go through this tunnel, get a photo of the secret vault. Yes, get a photo of that secret vault, and I am now on 514. 514, and when we complete this puzzle, you get another note which will push you up to 515. Right, so we're going to complete this relic puzzle now. There's 4 little puzzles here. You need 49 to complete every one. Yes, 49. And when you complete all 4 puzzles, you pop the trophy for collecting all ancient relics, even though we haven't collected one of them. I think this is like a it's like a safety net type thing, because there's a bug originally where, well, basically when you complete this, you lose all your relics and you can't get them back. And the bug was, or maybe it's intended, that when you want that ancient relic trophy, you have to have every relic on you at once. And the problem was, if you did this puzzle first and then got that 50th relic, you wouldn't get a trophy because you've only got one, because the other 49 are stuck in the wall here and you can't take them out. So you wouldn't get a trophy or the achievements. But obviously they've added in fix, so if you do complete this before getting the 50th piece, you get a trophy. Yeah, it's just like a little fix they've done. But this will also make the 50th relic disappear from the game, by the way, so you should bear that in mind. And but it leaves the icon on screen. Yeah, a bit of a bug that is. It leaves the icon on screen, something they need to fix. But yes, you do not need to actually collect that 50th relic. Don't worry, you can still get platinum without it. And in my text guide, I have images showing you the actual layout for these. Yeah, so I think I'm going too quick. What I normally do when I've completed, because there's 4 separate parts of the wall, you have to do these puzzles on here. There's kind of like 4 different panels. Once I've completed one panel, I kind of step back. I look at it for a moment before I move on to the next. So you could just pause it on that moment and then just repeat it yourself. But like I say, in the text guide, I've taken images of these, so you can look in there and be an image of each one. Just make sure sometimes you have to rotate the relic to the left, sometimes you have to rotate it to the right. It depends. Just make sure if I rotate it right, obviously you do as well, otherwise it would not work properly. Yeah, good 5 minutes. I was going to speed this up, but I can't, because you need to see where I'm placing them and where I'm turning them, and if I speed it up, this will not be enough time. But yeah, we've got a good 2.5 minutes still. So let me just go through the collectibles as you're doing this. So on 3 accounts, I've been platinum this game. When I do my guides for a lot of games, I normally platinum a game probably anywhere from like 2 to 6, maybe more times. It depends on how complex the platinum is. On this, I wouldn't say it's really complex, but I did platinum it 3 times because I just wanted to make sure I can optimize it. So it's not all about complex. Sometimes I play through it once on one account, I write a thing down, play through it again on a second account just to double check it all. Then I do a 3rd account practice, and then a 4th account to actually record. You know, like I say, give or take sometimes for your extra playthroughs or not. But yes, with the collectibles, 2 of my accounts, they popped exactly on the final collectible. Yes, 2 of my accounts. I did have the trackers frozen all throughout the game. I mean, for example, this video you're watching now, this account, the trophy popped on this one where it's supposed to. But one of my accounts, I got stuck on 518, yeah, 518, when I got a final note. And what I did, I went back to a previous area. I went to, sorry, somebody just knocking on the door. I had to pause the video for a moment. Yeah, I went back to previous area, and I went back to where the main story puzzles were. And if you go back to them, where there was hints available, and even though we've taken them all, if you take more pictures, it affects the tracker again for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's some kind of workaround they put in. But yes, I was on 518. I went back to the Sacred Wounds mural back in the Vatican. I took one photo that put me at 519 and popped the trophy. So if the trophy does glitch or the tracker glitches, you need to revisit all the previous main story puzzles which had hints and take a photo or a few photos. They might not all work, but I know 2 of the ones in the Vatican work, like the fountain and, like I say, that sacred wounds mural of Christ where he's been crucified. Yeah, they work. And then if you want to know where they all are, all the puzzles with hints, if you look at my text guide and click on the top right, find and replace, and then type in hints or hint, then that'll show you everywhere in the guide where I've mentioned hints, and that means that puzzle had hints, and you can just revisit any of them, then hopefully that will fix it. I hope, anyway. It's worked for quite a lot of players. Most players which have had trouble with the collectibles, taking photos of old puzzles from the main story has normally fixed it for them. Right, so I think I've got 1 or 2 more to place. Right, is this the final one? Oh yeah, I think I put this one in the wrong place, that's why. Oh yeah, I had to turn left. Yes, that's it guys, all 4 done. Yeah, that's a good 5 minutes, weren't it, to do that? Yeah, longest puzzle in the game. Longest single puzzle. But you get a trophy Shadows out of time, that's for collecting all the ancient relics, so I've only got 49. But completing that puzzle gets you that trophy. And look at that, I've got like 3 or 4 trophies left. So you see my tracker now, it's on 515. Because completing this, you do get a file. The file is called... I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, it's called the Great Circle Mural. So get that ending and credits. Yes, I'm on 515, and I believe soon when you push the door open, I think you get another one. Right, so it's going to continue. After that, like I say, you can do that puzzle after completing the game. Right, it's going to push the door open, and like I say, I think this pushes me over to 516.
I need some help.
Yeah, so pushing this open should put you up to 516, I believe. And I don't know why, but she's got a bald head. Look at that. She's got no hair. I have no idea what's happened there. She's like got all bugged. She just had a quick haircut when I was completing that puzzle. I have no idea. Right, so once born out here, we're going to get another photo of Noah's Ark. Yeah, let's get a photo of Noah's Ark up there. That's it. Now that should be 517, I believe. Right, so now we have to get to that fire tent. There's loads of enemies here, and if you get spotted, you can't interact with the tent, guys. But there is a bit of a trick for it. If you've got a Lucky Hat Adventure book, and which you will have anyway, and it's activated and locked, then when you do get killed, you kind of have like a last stand where if you grab your hat quickly, you can respawn. But when that happens, all the enemies kind of de-aggro. So you can get right near the tent door, get killed, wait for the enemies to walk away slightly, then quickly grab your hat to respawn, and quickly interact with the door again before the enemies notice you. It works really well. And over here, guys, is another collectible, by the way. So when you go through that gate, almost forgot it, on the left here is the Arc Analysis. Yes, make sure you grab that. Now that should be file 518. I should now be on 518. So as you can see, I'm at the tent door, but I cannot interact with it because I'm in combat. So I'm going to let all these guys knock me out. That's it, make them think they've won. And I'm going to grab my hat back, my fedora. That's it. Do not take it too quick, but don't be too long because you will bleed out. But if you do it too quick, they'll just turn around and notice you straight away. Right, and quickly turn around and interact with the tent. That's it. So final boss fight. Yeah, typical indie fashion. The final boss at the end of every game, every movie, it's normally like on something that's moving around or something. Time is normally very important, to put it that way. Yeah, so you'll resume control on top of the arc. Yeah, of course. Like I say, it's in motion. So with boss, when he's going to do a kick, you need to dodge out the way because that's like his charge attack. You need to dodge back. But when he's using his hands, you can block. Yeah, when he puts his hands out to the side, like the Karate Kid, yes, make sure you dodge away. So that means you're doing a charged kick. Yes.
No one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, watch out for his little judo chops. He's got little fast, nippy hands, but luckily you don't do too much damage. And there we go, another kick, like I say, dodge out way of them. And eventually, once you've done enough damage, you'll have a little cutscene and then resume control on the sides. All you got to do here is stay alive long enough for Gina to try to help you up. Then you press square and that'll complete the game. So yeah, what you got to do is basically just survive. You can't knock him off yet, but you can still block on here. Your energy should keep regenerating if you just give it time. Yes, just watch out you do not die here. Right, so take Gina's hand. And yeah, and that is it guys. So we completed the game. You get a trophy, atonements. Right, and again, you'll just spawn back in that secret vault or next to it. But now you can actually access that tent where Voss was. And there's 2 collectibles inside. Well, technically 1 now. Normally the ancient relic is inside there, but of course we can't get it. And I've got 2 trophies left. So like I say, you can do that ancient relic puzzle now if you have not already. But now we're going to go and get his file. Yes, and I think all the main story files. So before, they only showed up on the map. I know normal files appeared on screen during gameplay. Like for example, field notes or relic locations if you had the map guide. But when it came to main story collectibles, they didn't. But I think now they do. Or it's just a bit buggy because now it shows a relic again. Oh, there it is. It's popped up again. So yes, this is where the relic normally is, but the relic is not there because we've already got the trophy and completed the puzzle. But actually, final collectible, guys, stone research on this desk. Final collectible stone research, and that's it. I just got a final trophy and the platinum. That popped for me exactly where it should. I love it when these things work when I'm making guides. There's nothing worse than trophies glitching up when you're recording and making a guide. Yeah, that really I have to do a lot of editing when that happens. And of course I've got to try and make it so it's actual going to work and make sense. But yes, it all worked out for me in this one. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you what to do if it doesn't work, if it doesn't pop for you, if it glitches again. So you're going to come back here, you're going to wait until you trigger an autosave, because if you warp away too quick without an autosave, that last collectible will not be saved. You'd have to come back again. So yes, you'll have to come back here and trigger an autosave. As you saw, I triggered an autosave as I approached this elevator. Yeah, I triggered an autosave as I approached this elevator. But if the enemies are aware of you, you have to wait for me to de-aggro. But yes, once you get to this elevator, guys, and you've triggered an autosave, like I say, this is if the trophy glitches for you. We're going to walk back to the Vatican, and I'm just going to show you an example. So if you do have troubles with the trophy, this might not pop it for you. But this is kind of what you want to do, like revisit all old puzzles with hints and take extra photos. So this one I'm going to show you because this is normally one which works for a lot of players. Like I say, you can do the fountain in this area, the fountain, you know, back up near the Belvedere courtyard to the west. There's that fountain at the top. Get a few photos of that. So yeah, drop down here, back to the excavation site. Once you drop into the main chamber, we are going to jump up to this ledge to the far north. Yes, follow my path. I'm just going to show you exactly the quickest way to get there. So sprint through this tunnel. You have to jump or swing across it. Well, you swing across. You don't die if you fall down. You just fall down to another little area. You'd have to crawl through a hole to get back up to here. Yeah, so follow this path. It's quite dark, but you can see where I am on the map. Yeah, crouch beneath that little gate. Yes, this will be where that crucifix puzzle was on the wall. You have to take a photo and pour the wine into the basin, if you remember, and then pull the levers on the actual mural on the wall. Yeah, so here it is. So if you turn around and, yes, take a photo, you'll know if you can do it right because you'll see the hints appear on screen. That's it. Take a photo, and on one of my accounts, that did actually pop the trophy. I took that photo there, and it fixed the trophy for me. And because it said repeated, I actually had taken them all, but it still let me do it again. So yes, I hope it all works out, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this series. And hopefully I'll see you on Clear Up Score when that starts going up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.